good day, Lord Ladies, welcome back to Urtuk Desolation. Some really good news has come out recently, and we're just going to talk over some bits and pieces. First off, Battle Brothers has announced the release date for their next major piece of DLC, which I think is called The Burning Sands. I'm not totally sure, I can never remember the name of it. It is basically set in... It adds a new continent to the world, which is really nice. It will be the first major sort of map extension since the Barbarians pack. But this one is going to be a lot more I'd say not interesting, but it's going to be more impactful in the ways that you have a very distinct culture group in the form of basically, I suppose you could sort of fantasy sort of desert culture. Sort of, if you think about the period of the Crusades, you have all like the Sassanids and all those kind of dynasties, that kind of style and culture, so like the Moors and that kind of thing. It very much like that. You've got, ooh, yes, help us villagers, stay out of it. It's very much going to be like that from the style of it. It's going to very much have a Crusader style feel. The main event seems to be predominantly linked to that as well, where all the events and crises and various bits and pieces are very much tied into that aesthetic of both sides conducting holy wars against each other, which will be interesting. Ooh, that's not good. Move you out of the way. No. You here, please. Right. We are going to be doing a very much bottlenecking approach. My troops function very much in a tight-knit unit, so they're going to have that advantage going with them. But yes, I believe it's coming out mid-August, they said, for the DLC, and we will have that to look forward to, which would be very nice. I will say, though, that, as always, considering how the point scoring system works in this game, I'm not a fan of it. I think it's unrealistic and sort of breaks the spirit of the game that they want you to build a mercenary company and do all these bits and pieces, but at the same time you're penalised for taking too much time, which is not something I like myself. They're going to come at us, so they're just going to stand here. Like a bunch of lemons. Bunch of lemons it is. Okay. Right. You two can probably take that. Let's get down here. He gets a hit off against us. That's fine. We'll put a bolt into him. Nicely hit. Give him lifesteal. But no, I am looking forward to the content. It looks very interesting. The End Crisis was basically a holy war by either the pseudo sort of European feudal kingdoms that are in Battle Brothers, or from the new like Moorish and like Arabian style, sort of like Egyptian style, like Sassanid style kingdoms, which would be fun to play against. One thing I will be interested in seeing is apparently, due to how it works, when you're playing on this Crusader Crisis event, you have to like hold and defend religious locations. There's particular sites of significance, both to because I'm just trying to know how to thinking how to explain this. The game adds religion into the game. The DLC adds religion to the game. It adds what you call the old gods and new god, which is basically the old gods a multi-pantheon dynasty. They have multiple gods and various bits and pieces, and it'd be interesting to see how that affects. In comparison, the new faction has only one god. I believe some kind of sun-based deity. And the main conflict would be for fighting over these holy sites. There we got a vampire. Not really interested in a vampire, to be honest. I'll grab that. Because vampires use blood. So I will let him go. Right here. That's fine. I'm not going to keep the vampire, unfortunately. They're powerful, super healing vampire. But the problem is that they need blood, and I have no blood. So I'm gonna have to probably banish him, which is a shame, but that's just how it is. A bit more damage, more vitality. Right, with this guy, what do we need? His damage is... Hold on 1 second, folks. One more. No problem. Right. He's got that, so we can give him a better axe. Get rid of some of these. Okay. What do we need for him? Straight off the bat, more health would probably be useful. He consumes a lot of stamina. His agility is quite high to begin with, so I'm going to just start boosting his strength a little with this person here. The problem is he's going to start losing health because he has the condition, which is not great. And as such, boost his health. I'm just not a fan of his taunt ability, to be honest. Boost his damage a little bit. That's fine. That's fine, that's fine. Working on that. Probably working to get this. As soon as we can get this down to like 3%, we'll give it to him because his crit ability is nice. Yeah, we'll do the Alchemist. But yes, what I was saying, the Battle Brothers DLC, yes. It's very interesting, adds a lot of weapon types, adds a new environment type, adds some new monsters in the form of snakes and various bits and pieces, which look very cool. My goodness, this is going to be nasty. Okay. Dear me. Okay. Okay. Select him, please. Yeah, this is going to be a really nasty fight. Because he's going to have reflective skin. Some of the artwork has been done up, which has been nice. The developers in this game are very, very diligent in making sure that their artwork is always of the highest quality and is always improved, which is lovely to see. Yes, please help us. This is going to be fun if nothing else. But yes. I am looking forward to the Battle Brothers DLC. It adds a lot of new features in, new monsters, new creatures, various bits and pieces, new weapons, like the whole shebang, the thing that you come to expect from a Battle Brothers DLC pack. Only thing I would say is that I don't know. I'd have to. You can never tell with a Battle Brothers DLC until you actually have played the DLC itself. The Barbarian DLC was good. I had wished that there had been a Barbarian style end of game crisis, because on the whole the Barbarian faction was fun to fight against, but there was never any sort of overwhelming like threat associated with them. They were just there as something that you took missions from. So it would be nice to see something like that. Oh, I didn't kill him, really. That sucks. Give him life drain. Okay, that killed him outright. No, that triggered the trap. That's unfortunate. But yes, if the only thing I would say I was slightly concerned about the DLC was that it'd be interesting to see how it works with the dynamic of game. I hope the religion is more than just a sort of token thing. Because that is one of my concerns, is that the religion is just a token thing that is there for the crisis, and besides that you have not much interaction with it. It would be nice to see, because you can get like party members that have sort of like the priest background, and they have this and they have that, and it would be nice to see those kind of backgrounds interacting like how they did with the cultists in the last piece of Mage DLC. It would be interesting to see them having, for example, if you are a priest, you could be a priest of both the old religion or maybe of the new religion, and having that in your party gives you certain boons or various bits and pieces. That would be nice to see. Okay, so he's not coming up for a while yet. My plan is simple. I'm going to put him here. You can shoot him. You can shoot him. And then when we're going to drag this person to here, well, that was the plan, unfortunately. We'll drag this person to... He resisted. That's a shame. I was going to try and drag him, but I forget that these guys can't be pushed or pulled. That was my fault. That's okay. He's going to bleed. No point. He's going to bleed out this turn. Break for his armor. He takes a punch. Healed up. I will remind people I am playing this on the... not on the easy setting, but it's basically the sort of default... like it's the adventure setting, they call it. It's designed for people who are either new to the game, unfamiliar with the faction, or just wanting to try out different builds and combinations. Because in my experience, this game, you sort of need to know what you're doing, like how the mechanics of the game work, and the various bits and pieces that go into it, if you really want to be able to progress far into the campaign. Trying out combos and stuff on the harder difficulty levels is not normally something I would recommend. You normally want to know what you're doing and to do it in such a way, because you want to be able to make your builds early on when you have less challenging opponents. You don't want to be trying to make a combination when you're fighting like elite troops right off the bat. It's not something I would advise. Okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff. We've got an axe, throat cutter. That's quite nice. Aegis. Okay, what do we have? Resist, grab and pull, that would be nice. Attacks against stunned enemies apply damage to. That's not going to be that useful. When a decent unit ally enemy dies, heal for 16 of your max HP within 2 turns and gain bonus damage of current damage. That's nice. When max focus reach, attack nearby enemies in melee range. Sudden strike is powerful. I don't think we have anything that we can use though. Unfortunately, we do not. Aegis. Whenever overrides ability of Aegis nullifies next incoming damage from the only source, mine environmental damage. Mine environmental damage equals 15% max HP or status effect damage. Bleeding will not stop this effect, but Aegis has consumed any damage. Okay. So it's basically his Aegis ability. Yeah. Does anybody particularly want to have this too? I'm not a fan of Taunt. To be honest. I'd rather have Aegis to give us some more durability. Right, so that's done. What do we need for him? He hasn't got great stat. He's got great. To be honest, I really need to be just upping their primary stats because their strength and vitality isn't great. Neither is their concentration. Either of these we want. Acid is useful on normal hit. Apply acid to all targets' armors. That's useful. We'll grab that. It's what I can afford, and I don't want to chug anything else. Treasure Hunter Ambush. Right. Yeah, we'll take that. As I was saying, I look forward to. This is one of those multiple wave attack things. Okay. This is going to be fun, if nothing else. Okay. Right. Plan of attack. Something like this. Please help us. They split up into groups. Okay. Well, let's get up here for a start. Throw down a trap here. Then we're going to shoot him. You're going to basically hit him. Get that, which basically buffs all the surrounding units. You're going to come up here. You're going to shoot him. You're going to get here. We're going to do this. You're going to come around here. And take him out. You're going to come here. How much stamina do you have left? Oh, you've got full stamina, which is fine. And that takes care of these guys. They're going to push up. No, my concern with the DLC is that you have to understand the endgame crises in the games. Next wave is coming. You have to understand that the endgame crises in Battle Brothers are not fairly distributed. They tend to come in two forms, which is that you have ones that are more manageable and ones which are definitely are not. in my experience, the two hardest events, like crises in Battle Brothers so far, are the Human Civil War, and coming after that is it's between, like, basically you have 3 events so far. You have the Human Civil War, Undead Uprising, and Orcish Invasion. And Orcish Invasion is fairly straightforward to deal with. You simply just it's quite straightforward to build a warband that's designed to deal with orcs. There's nothing particularly challenging. Well, I say that the orcs are a pain. They are some of the nastiest combat troops in the game. I'm not going to lie about that. But what I meant to say was that orcs are relatively straightforward to plan for. You just have a lot of anti-armor, penetrating weapons and bleed weapons. And through that build, you can relatively get rid of orcs. It's the same for a lot of the, for example, with the undead, you want to have a lot of cleaving weapons so you can decapitate them quickly and stop them from resurrecting, and you want to have armor penetration weapons to get through them or elite troops' armors. But the humans, I find the humans to be... The human civil war is very problematic for a number of reasons. Predominantly, the issue is that... Another wave coming in. The issue is that normally, with the human civil war, is that your annoying factions that you have to work with. And in the process of doing that, it makes your life so much harder. Because human troops tend to be the nastiest troops in the game. They tend to have some of the best equipment, and they have very powerful range units. Now, from what I've seen of the Arabian or like Morris-themed faction, they seem to be predominantly. You have 2 groups. You have extremely light infantry in the form of what looks like to be slave troops. You seem to have a predominantly light infantry based with slave troops and light infantry like skirmishers, and then you have heavy duty like front. You have heavy duty sort of troops followed with elite shock troops, which are extremely heavily armored. And similar to how it was historically with those kind of factions throughout history, where they tended to have a lot of light infantry, and then their light infantry was predominantly there to screen their, to harass and to screen their heavy elite troops. Ooh, that's very nice. So is that. I am 1 focus point off, which is very annoying. So, not focus, I am 1 life essence point off. Acid would be nice, but to actually get both of these and to get them on the way, I'm willing to sacrifice that. But then again, extra XP. The choices. That I don't need. I do not think. He's already on his way. So it's between this or that. I'll grab this for now. That's useful, but having 2 of these early on is really, getting this early on is really powerful. So we're going to take another one of these away for some extra money. Yes, so I am just concerned that fighting human factions in the game at the best of times is a challenge, because they have extremely good equipment, extremely powerful units, and extremely dangerous units in the forms of knights and heavy ranged units. I don't think I remember seeing what their ranged units look like. I don't know if they're using just normal bows or if they have crossbows. I don't think they have crossbows. But I cannot recall. Come on. Yeah, this is going to be actually quite a nasty fight to get through these guys to get to the target. Yes, please being held hostage. Right. These guys have this guy pretty much sealed down. They can't get up here to get us. So we can start ripping them to bits. We've got to get a flank off straight away. Right, take care of him. They can't get up here, so we can come here and start shooting them. Okie dokie. You can get here. Yeah, so we'll stab him. Give all my guys bonus damage. But no. I'm just concerned that the end crisis event for that faction will be very difficult. Fighting humans at the best of time is a pain, and in my experience, one that you should never really take lightly in Battle Brothers. So it'll be interesting to see just how I won't say straightforward, because fighting them won't be straightforward, but just how enjoyable it will be to actually engage with them. Because what I don't want is the like Crusader event to be overshadowed by the difficulty of it. I want it to be something that everyone can enjoy, because it seems to be a really cool idea to have basically a religious war in Battle Brothers and have religion added into the game in such an important context. I just am concerned that if they do not think it through and they make it too challenging, that a lot of people just not bother having the event at all. Which is how, to be honest, I know some of the people in the game already do. They, like, for example, they won't play the Human Civil War. They have it until like the last major event to be spawned, because you can't have it turned off, but you can definitely make sure that it's a later event to spawn. Because the Human Civil War, like the faction Civil War, is very nasty and very damaging to your campaign. Party gains 2 con. Everyone, that's very nice. What do we want? Concentration by 7. I'm going to grab this, because that helps our progress with that. Get another pip. I just need to get pips. Okay. More damage, and then I will start working on my stamina to get my stamina up. He gets more damage, more health. Not bad. Right. Range support, he's already starting to absorb it. Really? Okay. That's not great. But yeah, I'm just concerned that it'll become one of the end game scenarios where people just won't look forward to playing it because it's seen as like a hard option, which is a shame. But I've rambled quite a lot about that already, and probably you all are getting very sick of me talking about it, to be honest, which is understandable. But I love Battle Brothers. Battle Brothers was one of the big games, one of the first big games I was really interested in when I started off doing this, and I think it would be a shame if it got less attractive to new players, because then it cannot find enjoyment in a new title if the game has got a reputation for being so brutally hard. But that's just me. Right. He gets first strike. That finishes him off. Right. Hit him in the guts. You can push up here. You're going to push up here because you can take it. You resisted, but it still gives you a nice range attack. Okay. He's coming down there. You're going to probably... Oh, you're charging straight for the civilian. Oh, that's not good. But I'd like to hear people's comments, what they think about the upcoming DLC. Because it's always useful to see what the fans think. If there's any particular aspects that they're particularly looking forward to. Okay, let's try and get the height advantage. He does so much damage. Fortunately, the height advantage really minimised how much damage he was doing. Right, let's get to here. Put an arrow into him. Get him up here. He's going to try and run away. They're going for the civilians, which is annoying. Not a lot I can do about it. He's got bleed damage, which is not great. But there we go. Mass killer starting to unlock. Very nice. Extra blood. Very nice. Range support. I'm going to start buffing this because he's starting to absorb it. How long do we have until he absorbs it? Not long, actually. So let's continue to buff it to give him a bit of extra health. He leveled up. So... dump as much into strength early on, because he's a range unit, he needs to have strong strength. And once this gets up, once we get another pointer to this, we can give it to him. Okay. Progressed. So it's starting to become an issue. Okay. Good to know. Okay, is this a settlement? Yeah. Okay. Got a fairly good setup. They got a poison guy in the back, which is annoying. Nothing we can really do about that. Please help us. We'll try and save them. Extra money is always good. Let's start by hitting him for a ton of damage. And then we'll build a defensive line. Can't hit anyone here. Retaliation for him would be nice. I am going to put him here. Pull him down so he can't get the charge bonus off. He got the charge bonus off anyway. He got healed up, which is always nice. Okay, we had to be careful. He's going to get in. He's going to die if we're not careful. Okay. So let's start cleaning out some of the enemies. Heal him up a bit. Shoot him, please. Put lifesteal on him because he's got to do a ton of damage. And you can come up here. And kill him off. You can come here and we'll put a bolt into him, which will help greatly reduce his health. He takes damage, so we're going to run him up here and do that, which will heal him a degree. Yeah, I'm going to have to shield him up. Right. Get Aegis on him. Right, not being able to have any normal healing is annoying. Range support. Push him up. This guy needs to die. Right. Okay, so that's blocked. Counter-strike goes off. He gets healing from the Bloodlust. More Aegis on him. Get that off. Versus strong, which is always very nice. I can't do anything there for a second. You're going to run up here and block. Nicely done. And you can finish him off. A bit too aggressive early on, if we're being honest. Bloodlust. Right, what do we want? Bloodlust, definitely. Feast, definitely. These two are nice, but if we can start upgrading these two, it will be a really powerful boon for us. Okay, just keep getting as much stuff on him. Single point on it to get his stamina up to 40, so you can do 2 attacks a turn. Or get his dual strike ability to unlock. That's only available at level 4. Right. More damage. That's done. We have the location secured. As for the cure, to find the location. Right, we're going to put a cut in here, folks. If you've liked, please press the like button. If you were subscribed, please press the subscription button. You can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Steam, or leave a comment in the comment section. I shall get back in contact with you. This has been Urtuk Desolation, and we are playing the Forsaken faction. I shall see you all again next time. Goodbye.